Hello HEMA friends and welcome to this new episode of our Longsword Guard series. Today we are going to give a look to Dente the Zengiaro. Dente the Zengiaro is mainly a defensive guard position. It covers the low left opening and it threatens an attack from below, either a sottano or a thrust, which is hard to counter, broadly speaking. Fiore tells us that Dente the Zengiaro delivers a thrust toward the opponent's head and then comes back on the same line, reaching the same guard position. This is actually the main pattern of movement out from this guard and back to this guard. This is only a few ways of using this kind of position, and so because of its predictability, it is hard to attack on one side, but also easy to predict on the other. The main and only attack option of Dente the Zengiaro is the thrust, which may be described as a sottano, reaching a thrusting position, or kind of a mezzano, again reaching a thrusting position toward the head or neck of the opponent. This action can either strike with a thrust, mainly against the opponent's head or neck, or as a sottano toward the exposed hands or arms. The main defensive movement of this guard is the same kind of pattern, using the false edge strike, our sottano or mezzano, to deflect the opponent's attacks and then come back with the fendente, as Fiore says, to hurt the opponent either on the arms or on the head. In terms of posta, our Dente the Zengiaro represents the ending position of a fendente or of a kind of vertical mezzano.
While talking about this action, I would advise you to open up a little bit more the angle of your Dente the Zengiaro. Namely, go for the horizontal line a little bit more rather than the vertical. Pairing a vertical fendente with an almost vertical sottano is a bad idea. As Ito Itosai says in his 12 rules of the sword, horizontal beats vertical and vertical beats horizontal. This is always true, so keep it in mind.
Other than describing the main pattern of action out from the posta, Fiore also describes to us what it seems to be a complex action, complete of tracking, beat and attack, and defense out of the action from the possible stretto that may happen as a counter. Of course, I am going to show you my personal interpretation of the action, which is related to my personal experience and a specific context of application, which may vary depending from your personal experience and your personal context in which you apply your own fencing.
This action is built on top of what Fiore says about this guard. At first, he says that it throws a stab toward the face and goes back to hit the arms without moving a single step. This to me looks like probing, testing the opponent, as he instantly follows by saying that sometimes it throws the same action but going with the tip high to then strike back for the head and for the arms. He then closes the glossa by saying that after going back into his guard, it lands a last thrust to defend from stretto. Now, this last part about defending from stretto can be considered a standalone quality about the guard or part of this play. I will take it in consideration just for the sake of creativity. So, as you can see, the action works in this way. The first actions are on the opponent blade and threaten the opponent arm, probing the reaction. If the opponent closes the line opened up by the beat as a reaction, which is quite common, the follow-up action beats the sword but passes it by going with the tip high, as Fiore says. This action in modern Italian saber has a name. It is called battuta di passaggio, so passing beat, meaning that it passes on the other side of the opponent's blade while beating it aside. This action works on top of the opponent reaction, previously scouted. The counter to this action is done by accepting the beat, going for a sword grab or arm grab if closer, while parrying the incoming blow. The last action is a counter to the counter, retreating back into the guard to then land another thrust toward the face.
Very good. Let's now give a look to the glossa and of course, as always, I will translate it for you. Questo sia Dente di Zengiaro, poiché dello Zengiaro prende lo modo di ferire. So this is Dente di Zengiaro, which is Boar's tooth, because it takes the same way, it uses the same way of attacking the opponent as the boar, so thrusting from below toward the side. Ello tra grandi punte per sottoman, infine al volto, e non si muove di passo. So he strikes big, good thrusts from below toward the opponent's face without moving a step. E torna con l'uffendente sopra gli bracci. And goes back with the fendente toward the opponent's arms. E alcuna volta tra la punta al volto e va con la punta erta. So, and sometimes he attacks with a thrust toward the face, but goes with the point high. E in quello zittare di punta e la crese lo pecca dinanzi subito. So, and in that movement of landing the thrust, he moves the front foot forward. We can describe it either as an half step or an lunge. E torna con l'offendente per la testa e per i bracci, e torna nella sua guardia. So, and then it goes back with a fendente, so a downward vertical cut, for the head or for the arms, and it goes back in the same guard, so Dente di Zengiaro, soon. E subito zitta un'altra punta con una cresa di pè, e ben si difende dello zogo stretto. So, and instantly strikes again with another thrust, with again an accrescer, so the same foot movement. E ben si difende dello zogo stretto, so, and it defends pretty well from zogo stretto. So this last sentence may be connected with the previous ones or not. In both cases it is true, because this is a guard which, generally speaking, defends pretty well from stretto, so it is hard to reach stretto when the opponent is defending in this kind of position, but at the same time it is true also if it is connected with the previous sentence as the ending part of a possible complex action. Very good, people. I hope you will find this video useful. Remember to check my Patreon page, link in the description, if you want to support the channel and receive in exchange more of my content. Thanks for watching as always, and see you next time.